Got it.
Good morning. This is the
Hey.
Pacific Northwest Showdown podcast.
Mhm.
We're your hosts, Mikaela and Kate,
Hey,
and we have a very special guest today with us,
true.
New Yorker,
Yeah.
Nicky Scarlotta. How did that sound?
That was awesome. Good morning, guys. Thank you for having me. Very psyched to be here. And that was really good. I like the New York came out over there real quick, Anya.
I'm usually not the good one at
She's, yeah, not
accents
usually.
between the two of us, so I don't know. That was just a
It worked out.
blessing from God, I guess. All right. Well, we have Nicky Scarlotta with us this
Mhm,
morning. He
mhm.
is a sensation for Seattle Marinahzz fans.
Yeah.
After his video went viral when the Mariners played the Yankees. And we might have scored 6 runs there in the first inning, and you had some feelings about that. And at the end of your viral video, you said the Seattle Marinahzz. And it just went off. Seattle
Yeah.
sports fans fell in love with you and have embraced you as one of our own.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming on the show this morning.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. It's been such a crazy week and such a surreal feeling.
I
Yeah.
bet.
I mean, just one TikTok. Who knew?
Right? So it's
Yeah.
so much the internet works.
Mhm,
It is really fun.
mhm.
It's really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's dive into a few questions. We know that the sports fans out there and listeners, we just kind of want to get to know you a little bit better too, and just, talk some baseball also. But to start off with, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to assume you're Italian.
How'd you know?
I don't know. Just a couple hints here and there, I guess. So I like snacks, food. That's like my whole deal. So being that you're Italian, I gotta ask, like, what's your favorite food and who's making it?
Oh, so I gotta be honest. My dad is probably in my opinion, he's the best cook in the world. He's insane.
Oh.
I love eggplant parm.
Mm-hmm.
And I love
Mm-hmm.
me some. I mean, who doesn't love pasta? You know,
Uh,
I love
Yeah.
pasta. Nice, like a nice meat sauce or a nice little
mhm,
Sunday sauce. Oh my
mhm.
god, you
Are-
get me hungry. Yeah.
have you been trusted yet with the sauce recipe, or is it still like you're not? It hasn't been given to you yet.
So I actually have it in my phone. I have the filete sauce, but I
Mm.
haven't tried to make it yet because God forbid I mess up the sauce. I'll never hear the end of it.
Oh
So
no,
I,
for real.
I
Yeah.
usually I help him out, but whatever he needs, I'm in the back. I let him take the first step still.
Nice.
When you
Nice.
try it for the first time, it's going to have to be like in your own place when nobody's
no one
around and you don't
knows.
tell anybody.
Yeah.
Test
Just
it
a
out yourself.
A secret taste
trial
test.
and error, a little trial and error.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you had mentioned on social media with all the craze and everything that you plan on making a trip to Seattle here in the upcoming weeks.
Yes.
Have you ever been to the Pacific Northwest before? Have you ever been to the West Coast?
No, I've never been to the West Coast, and I've always wanted to. And I've only been to Florida. That's the weird thing about New York is for some reason they think the only place to vacation is Florida. It makes no
Yeah.
sense. But I'm so psyched to go to see the beautiful city of Seattle, and this is like the perfect time to go. It's like everything's falling together.
And I would say season-wise, it's the perfect
Season-wise, it's a
time to
great
come
time.
because
Yeah.
it fools people into thinking that Seattle is the most, well, and it is
It is beautiful.
beautiful
It's
here.
gorgeous.
But when it has like blue skies out, people are like
You
the Pacific
realize, yeah.
Northwest is incredibly gorgeous.
You realize why people suffer through the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does rain a lot out there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not like downpours and everything. It's just,
It's a lot of gray.
it's gray.
Yeah, it's
mostly
gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we like to tell people it rains all the time so people stop moving here.
Yeah. You guys are
So
probably packed
what?
out there.
Yeah. What do you like to experience when you go to new cities? So like if you were to coming to Seattle, like has people already told you, hey, you got to try this, Nicky, you got to go here.
There's a few spots they told me to go to, but I'm gonna be honest. When I get there, I am gonna be a little lost because I don't know what to do when I get out there. When I usually go and travel, I like to find good restaurants, good bars, good places to hang out, nice beaches if there's any. I just like to have a good time when I'm on vacation.
That makes sense. Who would you be coming over this way with? Would it be like a solo trip or would you bring your twin brother? Who you bringing?
Yeah, so I'll bring my twin brother. I'll bring a friend of mine. I'm actually gonna bring probably 2 to 3 friends as well with me. We're traveling like a group of 5, and it's gonna be a really fun time. I'm very excited.
Nice.
Well, if you need any places to go, we'll try to come up with a list for you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Make an
I'm gonna be,
itinerary.
I'm gonna be lost. I can't lie.
Well, and it's like the transit system here is not like New York. You know, we have like the light rail, which is like one line. That's like all, that's like all
Like you're
we
not gonna get it will
it's
take
like
you where you need to go,
so
and it's
like,
one
you know,
line.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's all right. We're getting there. We're trying to catch up to other metropolitan cities with stuff
Yeah.
like that. But so it seems like based on that video and just, you know, kind of hearing you talk and other things that you're really passionate about baseball. And
Yes.
so when and kind of how did your love for the game begin?
So when I was little, I was huge into baseball and like little league and stuff. And like, throughout my family, they're like all diehard Yankees fans, and they just bred me into it, and I fell in love with the Yankees. But what was crazy was when I was really little, my grandfather, just to make my uncle mad, he was like becoming a Mets fan, and he switched me over to a Mets fan for like 2 months when I was really little, and it got my uncle so mad. But then I switched back when I was like 6, 7.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a rivalry.
Changing allegiance there could, yeah, that's risky business
Mhm.
amongst
yeah.
fans.
It's sick because when I think I was like 5 years old at the time, and my uncle bought me, I think, like a Joe Torre bobblehead, who was the manager of the Yankees at the time, and then my grandfather bought me a Mets bobblehead, and I liked the Mets bobblehead better, and my
Oh
uncle
no.
the Yankee bobblehead.
That's amazing. Bobbleheads have some stories, I'll tell you.
They do.
There was like an Ichiro bobblehead night. I was probably like 2001 when it was, you know, Ichiro was hot there. And
Yeah.
my dad bought a bunch of tickets for Ichiro bobblehead night, which it's so far beyond.
It's like past the statute of limitations.
There we go. So anyways, he sold a bunch of the tickets there. We were getting all like he sent us in, the kids, we all got the bobbleheads. And so there's my brother and my sister and myself. And basically he kept having us use the tickets to go in to get more bobbleheads that we could then sell outside the park for people that didn't get there early enough. And then he also sold the tickets, but then he accidentally sold our tickets. So we were like he had our tickets. We were already in the, you know,
Yeah.
it was Safeco at the time, I think. And
Well, and that was before
we have like security come up and be like, these people have these tickets, and we're like, oh cool, he sold our tickets, so I guess we better leave. But anyways, I still have that bobblehead. I kept mine. My brother and sister sold theirs that day, so you know. Bobbleheads, great. I'll tell you. So would you say that kind of like, what's your favorite baseball memory that you have throughout your life?
I think it would probably be my first. So before they knocked down the old Yankee Stadium, was probably my first time going there with my uncle and my father and my brother. I was like 7 or 8, and I remember walking in. I'm like, oh, the stadium's like so small. Like, what's going on? And that we didn't hit the field yet. And then I remember walking into the field and like my jaw dropping. I was like, oh my god, this is beautiful. Like, this is crazy. Because like we you know, like how it is like when you don't see the ballpark yet and you're inside. And I was like by like a concession stand. I'm like, this is Yankee Stadium. Like, what's going on here? And then we walked by like inside where you could see the field, and I was like, oh my god, this is crazy.
Wow. It is like a really cool, surreal feeling when you walk in and
everything. Yeah, it just gets.
Can't wait to see T-Mobile Park when I get there. I hear it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
Depending on what side you're sitting, like you can see the city.
Different views,
you know.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When the roof is open, so let's hope that the roof is open for you. You can see the cityscape in the outfield over over left field. So it's really pretty.
It's really nice. So
yeah.
You'll like it. You'll like it. Well, outside of, you know, loving sports, what are some of your other hobbies or things that you like to do?
Yeah, so actually I make music here and there. I teach martial arts. I do martial arts, and you know, I'm like a jack of all trades in a sense.
Nice.
It's pretty.
Nice. I'm not surprised. I'm just like, that doesn't surprise me that that's the case.
It seems to fit.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Well, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I do a lot of things, you know, even with the videos, music. I actually started before making videos and TikToks. Me and my brother used to do music for like 5-6 years ago when I was in high school. And, you know, I just like to experiment with new things, you know, it's like, why not?
Yeah. Well, and we saw that you are a blue belt in Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah.
Is it beyond that now?
Is it past that? Are we?
No, I'm on blue belt. I got my blue belt about 8-9 months ago.
Okay.
And Yeah, training's been awesome. It's so good, not even for your physical health, for your mental health. It's awesome. It's
Yeah.
like go to the gym to clear the head. It's like, to me, it's a whole different it's like a whole different ball game when it comes to that, because it's a different type of workout. And I just, even the days I'm like, oh, I gotta go, I don't feel like going, I'll go, and then when I leave, I feel so good about like
Yeah.
myself. I'm all clear. It's awesome.
Does it help your blood pressure at all? Is that helpful for?
It does. It does. It helps me out. It helps keep me healthy between the years.
All right, all right. Just checking in. People seem
Yeah.
concerned,
Yeah.
so
I need help with the blood pressure. It's getting out of hand at 23 years old. My own.
Yeah, we'll make sure we're checking in, making sure you're maintaining that a good
Appreciate
level there.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So is your twin brother, I assume if he's coming with you to Seattle, potentially, that he's also a big baseball fan? Is he as
Big, big.
big of a fan as you are? Is it like
Yeah,
equal?
definitely. He's definitely like almost as equal to me. We've both been diehard Yankee fans since we were little. So but it's crazy because I haven't been to a Yankee game in like a couple of years because it's hard to get there all the way to the Bronx. And a lot of my friends who go to ball games are Met fans. So City Field's also awesome too. And I'll just go there to tag along every here and there, even though I'm a Yankee fan. And the Mets sent me 4 free tickets with the video going viral. And I'm actually going to a Mets game on Sunday.
Nice, nice. That's awesome. That,
Pretty-
I love that. They're just like, hey, since you're switching teams around, you could just come over to the Mets.
And I got the mug. I still got
Yes. Good.
There you go. They're still repping. You still
the
got it. Well, so with all of this, like you said, it's just been like kind of crazy and busy week and all that with everybody just so interested in all of this. Like, what are your friends and family and coworkers and all that? Like, what do they think about how all of this is kind of blown up for you after just like a viral video?
Yeah, they're kind of astounded too. They're like amazed. They're like, oh my God. Because most of them know I've done TikToks and stuff like that. And like I've had videos get more views, but nothing close to the traction as this. Like it's like the whole city of Seattle like embraced me and wants me to
Yeah.
to be. They want me to run for mayor right here.
You've been adopted by
Like
the fan base.
we have adopted you as one of our own. It's like yep, that's happened. So it's kind of cool though. I bet your family, I'm just like, are they giving you crap or are they just like astounded and like wowed by this?
They love it. They really do. They're so amazed and honestly happy that it happened. And I actually, because I started my new construction job about a month ago, so I was gonna try to fly down for the Monday and Tuesday games because the Yankees were in town. It would have been nuts, but I figured it was hard to take off of work, so I'm gonna fly down in 2 weeks and for the Ichiro introduction to the Hall of Fame that weekend.
Oh,
It's a good game to
that's
go
a
to.
great choice.
Yeah,
That's
and the
a great choice.
Guardians, which is supposedly that's like going to be like a big series for you guys.
Honestly, at this point, I feel like every series isn't a big series for us. Like we're just trying to stay in this AL wild card race.
That time of season.
Yeah,
We just need to break this playoff drought.
Back.
What?
You got Julio Rodriguez back, right?
We
He's
did. He'll be on. Yeah, he's going to be in the lineup today.
Love it.
He's a stud. He's really good.
Oh my God. The home run derby, I just like,
That was nuts.
the other thing I was just like, man, why wasn't Aaron Judge a part of that? But I don't know how they opt in and all that. So
yeah. I think Stanton was supposed to do it, but then he backed out because he wasn't. Then he went on the IL for like 10 days, so he probably wasn't feeling great. But then he hit that moonshot in the All-Star game, and I was like, all right,
he's fine. Yeah. So let's talk about the Yankees for a moment because we all know how much love you have for the Yankees, and they've had an incredible season so far. They're atop the AL East, and it's going to be like almost impossible for people to catch up with them because the Blue Jays are still 10 games back. Now, what do you think has been happening over the last 10 games because they're 2-8, and what does it take for them to kind of turn that around? Because we don't follow the Yankees very close, but like what's happening and why is it happening?
Yeah, so other than Aaron Judge just being amazing, we've had some key players like our reliever Michael King. He's out for the season now. That happened about 2 weeks ago, I believe. Stanton, we need his bat back. Our pitching, I would say it's been very like hit or miss. You know what I mean? So and our offense too. Our offense has been very quiet recently, and either they'll have the game where they score 8 runs, or they'll have the game when they score 0 to 2 runs. And it's hard to win games when you're not putting, quality at bats together, and you're just relying on the home runs instead of base hits.
Did you stay up for the game that went into the 13th inning? Did you watch that game?
Unfortunately, I watched it, and it was just crazy because the base running mistakes were just a video game. Like, I was like, what is going on?
It does look like me when I play the show, like MLB The Show. And I've still, for some reason, with the controls, I'm like, this isn't as easy as stealing or base running used to be in other games. And I feel like Kate will hear me be like, I got out and I shouldn't have. And then it ends the inning. I'm like, son of a, So I get that. That was a game I was like in the other room for the last three, for all the extra innings. I was like hearing and updating Twitter, but I was like, I can't watch. I felt like I was like bad juju or something. I was like, I gotta be out of the room. Good things happen when I'm not in there.
Yeah.
And
so I just sat there. I sat there and watched it and tried to like not
because,
get
the one of the closers for the Mariners, Matt Festa, he's actually my hometown in Staten Island, New York.
Wow. Okay.
Nice.
Those are like fun facts,
Yeah, it's crazy. And then I seen him when he pitched. I think he pitched the 11th or the 12th, and I think he gave up a walk with no outs. And I'm like, uh-oh, here we go. And then he gave up. Then that double play happened where they caught the runner, and I was like, oh my God, this is insane, But at least it worked out good for him because he's awesome. He's been showing his support recently too, so that's great. I'm gonna try to send him a couple of shirts.
You should. I know that we're gonna get our shirts from Simply Seattle here in the next few days.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We did purchase them, and they are being printed or have been printed. I just got to go pick them up. So really excited to wrap your Marinahzz t-shirt, and every time I wear it, I'll think about you. I'll send you a message and show you a photo. Like, hey, we're the Marinahzz t-shirt.
That's great. Thank you guys for supporting that.
Yeah. I love it. The whole thing is just so great. So, okay, I'm going to give you a little scenario here. Let's say that the Mariners secure their spot in the playoffs this season for the first time in like 20 plus years at this point. So
you guys deserve to go to the playoffs. It's been too long.
I mean, from your lips to God's ears, but like, so given this scenario, how would you, Nicky Scarlotta, how would you call the end of that game? What would that sound like?
Oh my God, that would be crazy. I think a lot of people are trying to lobby for the ALCS with the Yankees and the Mariners. And if that happens, you guys, I'm going to have to fly out again to Seattle for game 3 or 4 because I can't miss a playoff game.
Yeah.
You guys quickly became my second favorite team, the Mariners. You guys
easy, right? It's like, as long as they're not playing the Yanks, go for it, right?
You guys, anyone else, I'll root for you guys,
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate your time. We want to honor your time. You are insanely busy right now, and we just appreciate your willingness to come on the Pacific Northwest Showdown podcast for a very special bonus episode. And, it's been a pleasure. Can we, before we log off, can this be the way we end today's episode to get a Go Seattle Marinahzz from yours truly?
Absolutely. Go Seattle Marinahzz.
That is amazing. All right. This is Mikaela, Kate, and Nicky signing off. Until next time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.